Hey guys, what's going on? Jose here.
And today,
I just wanted to show you guys my mod that I've been working on. I've pretty much dropped Mystic RPG, not really my thing anymore. Sheen Rocks 82 has decided to take it back over, and I have started doing the Mystic mod pack. And the Mystic mod pack was an old mod pack in Minecraft 1.7.3, the beta version, and I decided to rewrite it completely from scratch. It's a lot cleaner in my opinion as far as the code. Works on SMP as well as on single player, and looks a lot better in my opinion. So let's take a look and kind of get started. So I guess the best place to get started with is World Gen. This video, or this part of the video, is specifically going to be focusing on Mystic Ores, the sort of the main focus of the mods in general. So in Mystic Ores we have 7 overworld ores, and you can see them all here. We have Topaz, which when broken gives you Topaz. Sapphire, broken gives you Sapphire. And then Amethyst, broken gives you Amethyst. This block, by the way, here is reinforced glass. And if we take a look at the reinforced glass, here's the recipe for it. It is 8 glass shards surrounded by an obsidian shard. Gets you 8 of those. Glass shards are crafted like so. And here's the recipe for obsidian shards. Pretty straightforward. So, taking a look at these different mystic gems, Topaz can be used for several different things. And I'm still kind of cleaning up some of these recipes because a lot of them I'm not a big fan of. But in general, as you can see, there are a few. Yeah, alright, never mind. So yeah, you can see that there are a few different uses for sort of messing around with the different aspects of the world and turning them into other useful things. As you can see, you can transmute, for example, obsidian shards to bloodstone shards, other parts of my mod, and then just a few other things. I'm still fixing these recipes where it uses the block. I'm not sure why it's doing this. I have changed it to use the item version, and it's still doing it. But I'm working on it. Sapphire has a similar list of block transmutes, I suppose you could say. Again, issues with some of my recipes I'm aware of. But, and there's one, I can't remember, can you craft? Yeah, see, like, this is one of the cool things. You can take emeralds, and then 8 gravel, and then make some coal. So that's pretty nifty. Shut up, sheep. And then the amethyst is also used for, again, some more similar recipes. Now, there are other recipes, again, like this, that actually use the vanilla emerald. And, the reason it's using the vanilla emerald is because the original mod used a mystic emerald, and I just didn't see the point in that when emeralds are generally useless in the vanilla game anyways. It really annoys me for that part at least. So I added in these different recipes that I thought were pretty nifty in their place. You can get some birdite ingots, some mossy cobblestone, bloodstone, that's useful, definitely, and some grass blocks even if you wanted them so badly. More bloodstone recipe options, transmutation from sugarcane to wheat, that's a neat one. One of my preferred ones actually. And you can see that there are several different recipes with them, including leather even, as you can see. So yeah, but the real big important thing of all of this, let me get myself an emerald, is if you combine these 4 together. So let's get all these and you'll get 18 mystic powder. And what the mystic powder does is literally changes, or not really changes, it's more of a duplication item that uses up one of the items and duplicates it. So you can see all the recipes that it works with, or all the items it works with. Of course it will use up the powder, it'll go away. So it is, in my opinion, pretty balanced, especially for the fact that you have to find all 4 of the different types of gems, which is rather difficult. You can see there's just a few nice little duplication and triplication recipes. I thought I already had a recipe. Yeah, I need to clean up my recipes a lot, actually. You can see that there's a lot of them that are rather redundant. But you can see that there are still a few of these neat recipes. And I want to say that I even had a recipe. Yes, I do. So as you can see, if you've got each and every one of the gems, this is what I love about it. If you have each and every one of these gems, you can take it from gravel to 8 coal ore. Take your 8 coal ore, turn into lapis ore. Your 8 lapis ore into 8 redstone ore. When it feels like popping up the recipe. And then your 8 redstone ore into 8 diamond ore. and then or 4 diamond ore. My apologies. And then 4 diamond ore you can also duplicate. Where are my words? So I think it's pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff there. And that's basically the Mystic Powder itself. I have certainly a few more recipes up and coming, as well as essentially what I would like for it to do is sort of work. It needs to first of all work with bone meal if it doesn't already. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I need to take a look again. I have terrible memory. If it doesn't work with bone meal, it needs to work with bone meal. Yeah, it doesn't. That's what I thought. And what I would like for it to do is actually work as bone meal as well, but more of an enhanced bone meal. Like it'll work on a 9x9 area of crops instead of just one crop. But I have a lot of plans for all this stuff. Please keep in mind that this is beta-ish. So yeah, and I do apologize if I sound sick. I am sick. So yeah. So like I said, we have reinforced glass, very difficult to break, and it's completely blast proof. But when you do break it, it will drop glass shards. Random chance of getting a glass shard, and if you do, random amount of them as well. So the first ore you're likely to stumble upon is this verdite ore. Verdite ore is sort of like lapis as far as its visual appearance, but it's still pretty neat, pretty nifty. Something you'll find closer to the surface. It's got a similar generation to coal as far as the quantity and Y level. So yeah, that's verdite. Verdite ore can be smelted into a verdite ingot, which can be used for verdite tools. And the verdite tools are a level between stone and iron. They have more uses and mine faster than stone, however have the same breaking ability as stone. So you can't break gold or redstone with it, or diamonds for example. You can specifically only break things like iron and coal and all the other things like that. But I actually really like verdite for axes and hoes because I find them to be the most useful. Even swords if you're in the very beginning. Pickaxes, they're pretty okay, but honestly I'd rather stick with the stone axe until I find iron, or the next ore, mithril. Mithril is between iron and diamond. Wouldn't mind, that's what it looks like, just this nice little purple ore. And when it is smelted into an ingot, it can be used for mithril tools as well. And you can see it's got other uses for the crafting of bloodstone. But the mithril ingots can be used in mithril tools, which are between, there we go, which are between iron and diamond. They're actually really good in my opinion. So let me just get a few. I would do it with the other ones, but there's really no point in my opinion. Let's just get a few of these and show you. The hoe really isn't useful, but I mean you can see pretty in between mithril, all of this fun stuff. If I come over here and cut down this shrub, I mean you can see it cuts down the shrub with no problem. And then last but not least, let's get a spider spawn egg and try it out on a monster. 3 hits. But the upside is it is available. More readily available, I should say, than it would be. And that's wrong sword. My bad. There we go. Next up, this is, and I had them ordered kind of like in these ores at least. These were ordered from most available to least available, or rare, I guess. This is iridium. Iridium isn't very common. It's generally found near lava lakes, and when broken, drops 1 iridium nugget. Iridium nuggets act as a fuel. You can see they produce a lot of heat in generators, and a lot of EU in generators, and a lot of heat in solid fuel fireboxes, and also are used as a fuel for cooking 64 items, which is pretty nifty. You can also use these, as you can see, to make iridium ingots, and I'll show you how to get these later. They use an adamantine ingot and or adamantine ingot, I'm sorry, and that'll take just a moment for me to explain to you guys how to get it. But in general, you're gonna need 8 of these. So in order to get adamantine ingots, it's pretty iridium ingots. My bad. It's pretty difficult, pretty challenging. So let's get on with the next one. Adamantine, even rarer than iridium, spawns lower than most of the other ores. So I would start mining for this at probably level 9, maybe 8. And the way adamantine ore works is you can make tools with it. As you can see here are some of the tool recipes. These use obsidian rods. But the adamantine ingot is of course smelted with the ore, and as mentioned can be used to craft the iridium. So now that I've discussed those two, let's go ahead and look at how well they work. So let's start with adamantine ingots, and let me just get myself a shovel, please. Let's get some logs and spider spawn eggs. Alright, so if we come over here, I'll just place down a few logs to show you guys. Pretty good if you ask me. And if I F3H, I'll show you guys how many uses it has. It has about 3,000 uses per tool. Shovel is pretty impressive. The adamantine tools are really mainly focused on being better than diamond and high amounts of uses. So if you're looking for something where you don't have technical mods like I do on here, really these are close to top of the line as you can get. They mine pretty quickly, as you can see. I mean, like, this is faster than diamond. They have a decent enchantability level, which means they can be enchanted they can get about as good enchants as iron tools do. If you've paid close attention, you generally get better enchantment on iron tools than diamond. And these get iron tool level enchantments, or something similar to those. So last but not least, let's try it out on a spider. 2 hits, and all of these you can see 3,000 uses. Pretty neat. So now taking a look at the iridium tools, you thought that was crazy. Let's take a look at the iridium tools. $4,000 uses, and even faster. Not after a while, it kind of gets pretty numb, but it's still pretty crazy. I think these do need a little bit of rebalancing and buffing, because honestly, it's not that they suck, it's just that they could really use some more durability than what they have. But you can see that they have a lot of uses. Let's try it on that spider again. Maybe somewhere where it won't suffocate, like up here. Not really good showcasing that. Let's just try it up here. 2 hits. So you can see it's pretty much the same. So in general, that's most of what you'll find in the overworld. But what I'm going to do now, let's create a nether portal. Where's the portal block itself? I'm just going to be lazy and go... I don't want a portal gun, stupid mouse. Grab just a portal block, go to the nether. I want to show you guys the... some of the nether ore generation. Now, I don't know how far in the nether stuff has been generated, so we will see. Oh, this was actually a nice spawn. Wish I had this in my single player. Aha, perfect. So these are some of the nether ores. Not all of them are going to be easy to find, so I do warn you now, but it does at least add something to the nether. This is soulstone. This is dark soulstone, or black soulstone. Has a random chance of dropping several different items, mostly shards. And this one, for example, drops an obsidian shard. This one over here, we'll see what it drops. Gunpowder. So you see it's kind of got a random chance. Over here we have red soulstone. Generally it drops dusts, and that's pretty much the extent of those two. There's 2 more though. You can see we've got another obsidian shard. Now I'm just going to go around and dig a few of these up to show you guys. And they'll spawn randomly in the nether, so just keep an eye out. You see we got a glass shard even from that one. And, there we go, another one. I'm just kind of wanting to show you guys. It's just kind of something cool for you to be able to do while you're in the nether. Because I really do find the nether extremely boring, and part of my plans with the Mystic Ruins mod is to implement ruins in the nether. Not a lot, I don't want something crazy like Better Dungeons, but I do want, you know, little things. So here you can see we've got redstone. So generally we've gotten the glowstone and the redstone from the red soulstone. So you can kind of tell that it's a dust-based soulstone. and it has a random chance of dropping one of these. It used to drop a whole lot of different random things, and I kind of thought that needed rebalancing with its frequency in World Gen. Ooh, like Spike. So I did do that specifically because of the issue I was having. Or not issue, just rebalance needs that I felt were there. There are two other ores that are supposed to be here, and they are generally here. It's just they're very difficult to find, which is Bloodstone. Bloodstones, you've seen before, is actually easier to craft than it is to find, so I just suggest finding it. It's not really a big deal. This jerk's going to sit here and do this, aren't you? Nice. And then let's just try one more. Alright, that's enough. Then there's Blue Soulstone. Now, Blue Soulstone is ultra rare. And this is what it looks like, so when you find it, don't skip it. I'm just going to spawn some in and break it. You can see when broken, it drops decently valuable stuff, except in this situation where it's dropping the same thing each and every time because it's wanting to be a jerk. There we go. Sapphire. More. Really, are we going to do this? Amethyst. Iridium nuggets. Topaz. I'm trying to find, there's like 2 more drops it has that are decent. There we go. Emeralds. Wait for it. More emeralds. There's one more. Wait for it. Nope, nope. There it is. Diamonds. So, they do have pretty decent drops. So like I said, if you find it, don't skip it. Definitely don't skip it. All 3 of those require iron tools to be mined. And, I definitely suggest you try to find them. It gives you a nice little head start on those types of things. Now the other one, like I've mentioned, is Bloodstone. And if I get it out, the Bloodstone tools aren't really that good, in my opinion, which is just how they're supposed to be, really. Now you can see they're fast, but their usage is only 200. So it's about iron level, and it's just not very impressive. But you can see it does have the have the mining speed that most people would want, and with the availability and the cheapness of Bloodstone, it really isn't a terrible idea to look for it. But yeah, just definitely keep an eye out for it if you can find it. And what I'm gonna try to do is find some Blue Soulstone. Maybe not. Yeah, whatever. Screw it. But yeah, so that's Bloodstone, and the Bloodstone block itself is it's pretty nifty. When it's broken, drops 1 Bloodstone shard, and it takes 4 of these to make a Bloodstone block. But as mentioned, I mean, if you get an emerald and 8 of these, you get 8 Bloodstone, 16 from Mithril ore, and you can then double it with Mystic Powder. So honestly, you have no real need to find it in the Nether. It's sort of just there. Honestly, I don't want to sound like all nonchalant or stupid about it. It's there as an option if you really want to find it. It's just another thing that, you know, for example, if you were just sitting around chilling in the Nether, walking around, and you look over and you see Bloodstone, you're like, holy crap, I didn't know that stuff was here. It's just a nice little surprise. There you go. Mystic Powder's another drop from the Red Soulstone, by the way. It only drops 1, though, so do remember that. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to that. I'm trying to think of any other aspects of the Mystic Ores, any tools I'm missing. Oh, there are Obsidian tools, but they are... My goodness, they are terrible. Let me come over here and just look at my entire tools section of NEI. You can see I've got about 60 some odd mods, 69 I think. So you can see all the tools here. As mentioned, there are obsidian tools. There goes my neighbor's truck alarm, right on cue. Very nice. And they only have 100 uses, and their recipe is pretty straightforward. Obsidian and obsidian shards. Or obsidian rods. And obsidian rods, because you've probably been seeing these shards. Obsidian rods are crafted with shards, which are crafted, as you recall, with the obsidian. So it's sort of where all that comes from. Wait, did that say... What did that say? Oh, my bad. Not what I thought it said. So yeah, they don't have very good durability, don't have very good mining speed. I would definitely at least suggest Bloodstone, because it, as you can see, can rip through netherrack. It's got a decent mining speed, and has 200 uses, so while that is rather limited, I mean, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's literally, I think, exactly the same as this diamond drill. So I think that's pretty decent for what it is. So let's go back to the overworld real quick. I'm just going to /kill. Oh, I don't have that command. That's right. Well, who needs it? I'm going to just do this. Lava. Because I apparently did not give myself cheats on here. No big deal. Let's just load that and run back over here. Oh my goodness, it's so laggy in this biome. I hate these biomes so much. Like, I like them visually, they're beautiful, but functionally they cause more lag than they're worth. So, let's see if I can find where I was all nice and set up earlier. Don't think I'll be able to, though. Regardless, maybe it was in this direction. It would help if my chunks were actually loading. There we go, perfect. So over here, you can see I had these here earlier. They're just surrounded by this glass for the fun of it, really. Just nice little decoration block. There are random ruins now because of the Mystic Ruins mod, which is the second part of this review. And these Mystic Ruins have two different forms. There's gigantic ruins, which are underground. They're usually pretty, I mean, they're not difficult, but they are definitely large and fun to explore. And they will sometimes hold these different chests. Now, the iron chest is the more frequently found one. And I should probably break this block too. And right now they are pretty dumb, these chests. I've got a lot of plans for them, but until then, you break them, and then you take, basically you break them, they drop a random amount of items, and that is that. The gold ones do the same thing, but my plans for it are several different things. First of all, to have a configuration option of what they drop, and second of all, to have a to have them actually be functional, openable chests. So yeah, these guys can also be harvested with Silk Touch, as useless as that is. If you for some reason like how they look, I guess. And I like how now the top of them doesn't look like they are the exact same. And I want to say the bottom doesn't either. Good. The old version, the original version by Axebane, the entire thing was this front side, and it didn't look good. So when you break them, it scatters crap everywhere. This is pretty much a random loot drop chance. You can get soul sand as well. But this is pretty much it. This is pretty much all you'll ever get. But from gold, again, more rare, you get a lot better drops. You can see I got like an oak block, a block of gold, some apples, lapis lazuli block, diamond block, and 5 diamonds, which is pretty awesome. So let's just go flying around real quick and see if I can find one of my surface ruins. I do have a ruin that specifically spawns near the surface, so you can see some of my verdite. That's where it spawns. Let's see if we can just find one. They're pretty... The underground ones are pretty difficult to find, but the ones on the surface are rather... They're not frequent, but they are decently findable. It's one of those things that if you really wanted to, you could create a new world and just start running around and probably find one in reasonable time if you wanted to. And of course, all that is also configurable. Do keep that in mind that all these rarity options I've made configuration options just in case someone says, oh, these are too rare, or oh, these are too frequent. Guess what? You can change it now. Awesome recommendation that someone made, and I was like, you know what? I'll take you up on that. That sounds like a great recommendation. And it was. So, I'm sitting here trying to find one of my surface ruins. That's weird. That bothers me. I was going to say, didn't I have the nighttime disabled? There we go. Let's see. Sorry about all the lag. It's WorldGen. You know how it is. This game is written pretty poorly. So, WorldGen murders anyone's computer while they're recording. Unless you're rich, or at least you know this is your job, making YouTube videos. Which I wish it was mine. If you guys want to make it mine, feel free. Subscribe, spread the word. But hey, I'll leave it at that. I really hate asking people to do things for me as far as my YouTube goes. Yeah, this is getting old. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quit recording. I'm going to try to find one, and I'll get with you guys as soon as I do. Alright, so this is a bit of an awkward location to find this, but I actually was just running through this cave to test out or look and make sure that any of my WorldGen was working properly. And you can see I've actually got mithril right there and some of my stone, which I'll explain to you guys more about later. And then I walked past this and I was like, what? So if I dig up here, you'll see that there's going to be just a little bit of mossy cobble and some normal cobble even. And let me just keep on digging up, because it generally is something that goes to the surface, unless this is a glitch. Nope, there we go. Goes to the surface. It is generally pretty rare to find it just one block peeking out. Generally, it's several blocks on the... Oh, there we go. Over here, for example. Several blocks sticking out on the surface like this. And beneath these, sometimes you can find those. See? I just accidentally broke it, but it was another one of those awesome awesome chest drops, and chests, and it dropped all this stuff except for the coal. The coal was mined. So you can see that that's pretty nifty stuff. I don't know why these always spawn so frequently, but it's good to see that they do spawn in EBXL biomes. We had an iron chest there. The fact of the matter is, though, if you get a gold chest, you're pretty lucky. But I think now's a decent time to take a look at the Mystic Stones mod. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it after that. So yeah, there are nice stones added by my mod now. 6 of them, I believe. And I'm just going to go and get these all together. So I'm just going to search smooth, because that's the easiest way to find them. I have these different stones. They all spawn in the world, and their rarity, of course, is configurable. There is anorthosite, limestone, slate, check, could you please go away, thank you, bigmatite, orthonite, slate, and travertine. Travertine was suggested to me, and I took up the suggestion. I thought it was a really nice one. So I went ahead and took it up. Well, the name wasn't suggested, but a kind of yellowish one, the yellowish stone was. And I like these. I like how they look and whatnot. These spawn naturally in the world, and when you break them, they drop a sort of dirtier looking version of them. This is the normal version, the non-smooth. So all of these share the same metadata value, though, which is really nifty. So it basically means that the stones I just showed you that were on the ground, and then these broken ones, they're all on the same ID. See, 2756, 2756, all of that. Pretty hard work, not hard work, but you know, still. And these can be cooked up, and that's how you get the smooth version again, as you can see here. Now you can take these, smooth or non-smooth, combine them with a plank, and then you can get colored planks. There's purple, green, black, orange, red, and blue, and yellow now. And this is what those look like. Pretty straightforward. You can see they also all use the same metadata block, or same block ID as well. A different block ID from the stones, but the same block ID for all the planks. And they look pretty neat. They're just nice little options for building with. I really like the dark one, and I'm kind of digging that one as well. Someday I'll figure out the Buildcraft API and get some facades in for them as well. And then, not only that, but there are bricks versions of them as well, because what else would I do otherwise? So, here are all those bricks. I skipped limestone bricks. How did that happen? Whoa, how did that happen too? Weird, whatever. So here are the brick versions of all these. They're pretty nifty. And that's pretty much the extent of the mod. There's a configuration option for common or non-common, or rarity enabled, basically, where if it's enabled it's really high rarity, and that's what we have here. So what'll happen when you've got that enabled is situations like this one over here where you've got stone, you'll get less stone in a big clump, and these clumps are going to be less frequent. Like you see, this is the only clump here, and it's not that big. See, about 12 blocks, 13 blocks, 14, close enough. So yeah, nice little stuff going on there though. I just have to. It's fun. It's fun watching those items spew out. So those are the nice little stones. Be careful with the enabled high rarity enabled option on false. It's not terrible. It's just really frequent. So I do warn you now that it could get a little bit out of hand. But yeah, that's pretty much it. By the way, those... Why is there... What biome is this? A pine forest? Then why are there these all over the place? I want to know why. I have a feeling it's my mod. That's why I'm kind of confused as to why that's the problem. Let me just clear all this out. There we go. Cause see, I found... Oh, hey, look, amethyst. That's just strange. I don't know what that would be. I heard a silverfish. That was neat. Psychorium, blah blah blah. Who knows, man? Oh hey, iridium. I've never seen it spawn in a vein that big. Interesting. I mean, nothing says it can't. My code doesn't. That's just strange. Huh. I wonder what these finds are all about. Regardless, there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the very brief, and by brief I'm joking, there really was an expansive mod review, but there are 3 different parts, so you hopefully understand. The 3 different parts of my mod all deserve their own amount of time, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.